Hello friends, today we are going to discuss very interesting topic, very important topic of solid state. We know solid has different characteristics. It differs from liquid and gas. If you see the difference between solid, liquid and gas, the main difference is intermolecular force. In case of solid, the intermolecular force is very high and solids are very closely packed, having definite shape and definite volume, and solid is almost incompressible. By ordinary pressure and temperature, we cannot disturb solids because the intermolecular force is very high. The particles are very strongly bonded one another, very closely packed one another. That's why it has a fixed shape and volume. If you see the different solids, they have different characteristics. Solid has different characteristics. The property of a solid depends upon between the different solids. If you consider, if you study, it has different behavior due to different arrangement of particles and due to different intermolecular force. These two things are very important. One is intermolecular force and second one is what? Arrangement of particles. Means packing. Arrangement means packing. These two things are responsible in differing characteristics. Already we have discussed that classification solid on the basis of intermolecular force, that ionic solid, covalent solid, molecular solid, metallic solids, like this. Already we have discussed. Only they differ one another due to intermolecular force. But another difference between the solid is what? Packing. On the basis of packing, that means on the basis of arrangement. Let us discuss how the solids differ from one another on the basis of close packing, and that is arrangement. Types of solid. Types of solid on the basis of arrangement. That is packing. Packing of particles. On the basis of arrangement, that is close packing. How they are placed, how they are occupying the position in the crystals, that depends upon the nature of solids. On that basis, on the basis of arrangement, generally solids are two types. One is crystalline solid. Crystalline solid, it has regular arrangement of particles. Regular arrangement of particles, definite shape. Particles are regularly arranged and definite shape. That means if you see one arrangement, If you see this, we can say it is in a regular way, in systematic way, these particles are arranged in a systematic manner. Are in systematic manner having definite shape. It is a fixed shape. How it is definite? You see, if you draw that line like this, here particles are plus, minus, plus like this. If you draw in this way, minus, minus, minus particles are occupied. In a systematic, plus, minus, plus alternatively. Here minus, minus like this. If you draw this way, plus, plus like this. So we can say it is regular order. That means definite order, definite shape. This is called your crystalline. This is crystalline pattern. This is called crystalline pattern because a definite order. This is the very important characteristic of crystalline solids. Another important property is sharp melting point. As a solid, it has melting point, but melting by sharp. Sharp melting point means when it will be heated at a particular temperature, at a fixed temperature, it will be melted. It will be converted to liquid at a fixed temperature. Melting point is fixed. No variation of that substance. For the particular substance, for the pure crystal, if it is a pure crystal, pure crystalline substance, it has sharp melting point, fixed melting point for the conversion of liquid. When it will be cut with a knife, gives it gives cleavage, particular cleavage. It gives particular cleavage when you cut with a knife. Cut with a knife. Cut with a knife. When it will cut, it will give a particular cleavage. Cleavage means it will be cut in a definite plane. When you cut, you will get a particular shape from the crystals. A regular shape will be produced during cutting. That's why particular cleavage will be formed. Will not be cracked. It will not be cracked or it will not be deformed during cutting. That edge you can, that means fixed edge. Fixed edge, particular cleavage is produced when it will cut with a knife. And it is called also true solid. Why it is called true solid? Because it is showing the solid behavior. In whole, throughout the crystals, throughout the particular room temperature, it will behave solid behavior. That means all particles are in a regular definite pattern in the crystal, in the solid at a room temperature. That's why it is true solid. That means it will be showing the behavior of solids. And another important property of this crystalline solid is, what is this? It is anisotropic nature. Anisotropic nature. Anisotropic nature means different properties, different physical properties in different directions. What are the physical properties? Physical property are different. Your that let it be the properties like elongation. Elongation means suppose you want to draw the solid in different region, either vertically or horizontally, different force will be used. For elongation, different force will be used in different direction. And your refractive index of the solid at different direction are different for the calculation. So elongation are different, and as property are different, that's why we have seen diamond crystal. If you got the diamond crystal in different way, different direction, is a different color produce. Different color. That's why the color produced from the solid in different angle are different. Elongation, the force required to break the solid are not same in different direction. That's why these properties are different in different direction. That's why it is called what? Anisotropic nature. So these are the important properties of crystalline solids. Main is regular order, regular arrangement, regular pattern of particles like this. In any direction you move, you will see same type of repetition. And another thing is, very important thing is that it shows behavior in long range pattern. Arrangement remains long range pattern. Long range pattern. Long range pattern means it continue up to maximum distance. So long range it shows the regularity. The particles are definitely arranged in a fixed manner, arranged in a fixed way, arranged to long range. Not after some distance the degenerate takes place, deforming takes place. No, regularity continue for long distance. That is called long range order. Long range order. It is also called long range order. These are the very important characteristics of crystalline solids. What are examples of crystalline solids? Quartz and ionic salt. Quartz, ionic salt, ice, metal. All metals are crystals. Quartz is a crystal. Ionic salts are crystal. Ice also crystal. Diamond crystal. So they are showing what? Regular arrangement, definite shape. So these are the important characteristics of what? Crystalline solids. Then if you discuss about amorphous solid, for amorphous solid, just it is opposite. Second category is, first category is your crystalline solid, and there is amorphous solid. So on the basis of arrangement, two types of solid possible. One is crystalline, another is amorphous. Just opposite behavior. First one is regular arrangement, irregular pattern. arrangement is irregular order and not a definite shape, not definite shape. Shape is not fixed, shape is varies because particles are not in fixed position, it is always changing. If you see the structure, like this. Here, suppose here one particles A like this. This is B. If you see that arrangement not in the particular order, A if you see, order you see not fixed. Different pattern they are fixed. Different way they are arranged. That means not in this way. Means regularity is maintained here, regularity is not maintained. Means above or below. If you draw the line, to know the particle's position, if you draw the line to know the particle position, suppose you see here A, B, A, differ. A, then B, B, like this. So, particles are not in fixed position. That is called your what? Irregular pattern. Particles are in irregular pattern, above or below, not in the line, not linearly, horizontally, but either horizontally, vertically or diagonally. If they are in regular pattern, that is called crystalline. If they will be above the below the line, suppose this is the line, if particles are here, some particles are here, some particles are here, some particles are here, like this. It is called what? Amorphous nature. But here particles are all are in line. It is clear? If they are in a line, all are in same order, either horizontally, vertically or diagonally, any direction you take, same particles are repeated. But here no, some are above or below the line. That's why it is called amorphous nature, not definite shape. Then another is sharp melting point. No sharp melting point means melting point is not fixed. That's why called as supercooled liquid. Supercooled liquid. Which is called supercooled liquid? Amorphous solid is called supercooled liquid. Means fluidity property. Flow. Flowing nature. Supercooled liquid means flow. At high temperature, when temperature heated, it is just behave like a liquid. Flow. That's why no sharp melting point. But here when it will heated, it will convert to direct liquid. But here, if you heat, it becomes soft. Soft means liquid behavior. That's why the supercooled liquid means showing the property of flow. That's why it is called supercooled liquid, and it is also called as pseudo solid. Pseudo solid. Pseudo solid means false, fake solid, not originality. It has no originality. That's why it is called pseudo solid. Supercooled liquid, not definite shape, like this, irregular pattern. Then another one is not producing fixed cleavage, not producing particular cleavage, not giving clear cleavage. If you want to cut the amorphous solid, it will be cut, but the produce different shape, not particular plane. You cannot cut. When you cut, it will be deformed. It will be cracked like this. So not possible to cut the which one? Amorphous solid. So that clear cleavage, a definite fixed cleavage is not produced from the amorphous solid, and it is also called as isotropic nature. Isotropic nature. Isotropic nature is very important property of amorphous solid. Means all properties are same. Similar properties. Similar properties means isotropic. So these are the some important example. What are the examples? What are the examples of amorphous solid? Your glass, rubber, plastic, some covalent solids, covalent solid, glass, rubber, plastic, some covalent solids. These are what? Amorphous solid. If you see the behavior of amorphous solid and crystalline solid, it is observed that identify crystalline and amorphous. What are these? Diamond, silicon carbide, boron nitride, benzene, Bunna rubber, diamond, silicon carbide, boron nitride, benzene, Bunna rubber, ice, magnesium, sulfur, phosphorus, polythene, like this. These are the some solid given. We will identify which is crystalline, which is iodine. We will identify which is crystalline, which is amorphous. Crystalline, first you try to solve it. Pause your video and solve it. I am giving some time. Crystallines, you identify like this. What are crystalline? What are amorphous? From this you will identify. Okay, let me write your answer. Crystalline here, diamond is your crystalline. Silicon carbide is crystalline because it has definite shape. Boron nitride also has definite shape. Benzene will be amorphous. Bunna rubber will be amorphous. Ice, it is ice. Ice will be crystalline. Ice crystal. Magnesium is crystalline. Sulfur is your amorphous. Phosphorus, amorphous. Polythene, amorphous. Iodine crystal. Iodine crystal, it has definite arrangement. But one thing, from formula, we cannot say the structure unless knowing the actual arrangement. Formula may be covalent, may be crystalline amorphous. So very difficult to know. Some cases, your guess, your idea may be correct or may be wrong. Because to know the arrangement, we have to know the spectroscopy. By spectroscopy technique, we can tell the arrangement, whether crystalline or amorphous. By seeing the formula, we cannot say the crystalline. But we have to remember some examples of the given examples, what are crystalline, what are amorphous. Second question, that why ancient glass becomes milky. Why ancient glass becomes milky appearing? Why it appears milky? Ancient glass. Question is ancient glass, not your fresh. New glass, ancient glass, you see your monuments, the glass fixed in the monuments, the color becomes fade. The color changes. Why? Because you think first, what is the answer? As it is a glass, glass is converted to quartz due to heating and cooling. Due to heating and cooling. In the daytime it will be heated, in the night time it will be cooled. Regularly it is taking place. During this heating, cooling process, what happens? The particles takes a fixed position. Particle takes the fixed position. That's why glass become quartz. That means the glass become crystalline. The ancient glass become crystalline behavior. Glass is amorphous, but after long days become converted to quartz due to definite shape. It takes definite shape due to cooling and heating process. That's why they becomes milky. Why? Glass, the lower part of the glass plate. Why the lower part of the glass pan is more thicker than bottom. Why the top. Why the lower part, means bottom part of the glass pan is more thicker than top. Means lower part, when it will be taken, the lower part becomes more thicker. Very difficult to identify in naked eye, but if you measure experimentally, if you measure by instrument, if you measure, then you can know the difference. Why the lower part is more thicker than the top? Because we know glass is amorphous, which shows supercooled solid. As It is called supercooled liquid. Supercooled liquid. Supercooled liquid means flow. Means it can flow. As it flows, when temperature increases, then what happens? From top to bottom, the particles flow because glass is amorphous. When it flows downward, then become thicker. That's why glass, the lower part is more thicker than the bottom. Okay? These are some important questions regarding amorphous and crystalline. But question is how same glass is converted to quartz. How glass is converted to quartz and quartz is converted to glass. Quartz can be converted to glass when it will be heated at a high temperature. Quartz can be converted to glass when it will be heated directly at 2000 degrees Celsius. When the glass will heated at high temperature, then it will melt. Then it will be cool. When it heated at a high temperature, then what happens? The particles position displaced. The particles position will be changed. When the particles position will change, during cooling, it cannot attain regular order. It cannot attain regular order at high temperature. That's why quartz become glass. But glass can be quartz. Slowly heating, slowly cooling. Glass can be converted to quartz, slow heating and cooling. Very interesting this one. Quartz can be converted to glass by strong heating. High temperature heating, when it will melt, then become glass. But glass can be quartz, slowly heating, slowly cooling. So these are some techniques to know which solid is amorphous, which solids are crystalline. So on the basis of arrangement, on the basis of close packing of solids, particles, there are two types of solids. One is crystalline, another is amorphous. Okay? Thank you.